Hi, something that surprised me about doing this coaching cycle with a teacher was how quickly students picked up on the strategy that we implemented. It was a text talk activity where students were able to practice asking a question using a vocabulary word to a peer, and that peer was able to answer that question using that same word in a full sentence. And I was surprised because ever since I heard about it from a PD that we had for ELD teachers, I've been implementing it in my classroom. And this teacher's students weren't able to do it yet because she didn't attend that PD. And so I was nervous that the students weren't going to understand because it took me a while to get my level 1 students to understand the process of this activity, which now they do well, but in the beginning I had to translate it in many languages. And then I had to give them a lot of examples, but they understood it so quickly without me having to translate. I just showed them, and it worked really well because we modeled that for them. So that was nice that we were able to get that down quickly. What I would do differently is I wish I would have started sooner. I felt a little bit rushed. I put this down in my reflection that it felt kind of rushed. I am not a coach. And so I just had to find time that worked for me during my prep and during her prep and just even texting. And that's kind of how we met because I'm not in a coaching role at the moment. So one thing I would do differently is maybe I had asked her to do me a solid and help me with this assignment since I'm not officially a coach. And so I felt like maybe I suggested this strategy too soon due to lack of time, instead of just allowing her to think about what her needs are. Not that she doesn't need reading, writing, listening, and speaking as an ELD teacher, that's what we do, but maybe more of what she wanted to say about her students instead of me suggesting something so soon. So when I do my video for peers, that video that we have to turn in this module, I'm definitely going to focus on that, letting the teacher think of what is actually important to her instead of just getting really excited and being like, have you tried this? It works really well. The data shows, I get excited. So a positive impact that I saw from the coaching was that she wants to work with me again. So yay. We'll need to figure out timing, but now that I'm starting a little bit sooner than last time, I hope to still be able to have enough time to practice being a coach and practice looking at student-centered goals with the teacher, because it definitely felt like I was kind of like, you should try this one, just pick a thing because I've got to turn this in soon. So since I'm not in a coaching role, I think it'll be a great opportunity to continue to build relationships with her as a colleague, and then continue to co-plan and see how I can be better as a coach when it is my role. Okay, thanks.